had a dream last night about Namjoon. I can count on my hand the amount of times that I've had a dream about Namjoon. And for the most part, I don't see people's faces in dreams, and I think that it's one person, but like they don't look like that person. But this time it was genuinely Namjoon. I saw his face, I heard his voice, he spoke to me. I was trying to find a Chinese restaurant, seemingly like in an airport, because I had been told that I was having a meeting with someone there. And I walked in and I saw him sitting at table 7. The colour red was really everywhere. It was on the sign of the Chinese shop. And he was wearing red and like camel. And he was just sitting there in this kind of booth area waiting for me. And I saw him and thought, oh gosh, Namjoon's here, but who am I meant to be meeting with? Like, is it him, or should I be looking around? So I started looking around for someone else, and Namjoon waved me over. And I walked over to the table, and he said something like as I was approaching in Korean. And although I somehow knew what he said, I still said, pardon, what was that? What did you just say? And he said, hello, come sit down. I've been waiting for you. It's been so long since I've dreamt of him or really thought of him, so it was interesting that he came back. Is it that I'm writing about BTS at the moment, and he's coming back to kind of like shepherd in this new book, this new era? It's really interesting to think of what Namjoon represents to me, like in terms of my subconsciousness. And I think what he represents is my future, my hopes, my dreams, the things that are out of reach, that I really, really want. And interestingly, like ever since I woke up this morning, my world has been slightly different. I can feel all my external sensitivities like shutting down, and my world is turning inwards, and my inner world is becoming so much brighter and louder and all-consuming, which is perfect because this is what I need to write. And it seemed that Namjoon needed to come along in order for this inwards turn to happen. I'm finding it really important to have my writing days at the start of the week. 3 writing days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Because what I'm learning is that it takes me Monday to do everything else I need to do to clear the way to start writing. Then Tuesday to really start getting my sights in on what I'm writing and kind of get the ball rolling. And then Wednesday to actually do the bulk of the writing. That's just been the pattern that I've observed so far. But I guess it's just important to know these things and leave space for writing instead of just being like, okay, I've got 2 hours right now, I'm going to sit down and do it. Some people are like that, and I can definitely be like that at certain points in the project, but at the moment it's taking more time. And that might change tomorrow, but right now it's just taking time, and I have to be okay with that. So I set aside 8 hours today. And even if I don't write, I'm just going to sit here and think about it and not start another project, not go to do something else. And so far that's been working for me. I have been writing this morning and it's been going really, really well. I'm writing about BTS, which is one of the easiest things in the world for me. After 5 years of writing about them, it does come quite easily, quite naturally. The hardest task is remembering all of my sources, because I know a lot of stuff about them, but then I have to go find the original source to back up what I'm saying. But everything's going really well and I'm feeling super satisfied, which is one of my keywords for the year. Satisfaction. And although it's not going as quickly as I want, although it's not finished, although many things are not going my way, I am satisfied with my progress, and that's a really good feeling. Now it's time for something completely different. I am about to meet up with Julia, who is an amazing friend and creative and entrepreneur, and every 3 weeks we do a call to check in, talk about our projects, really help and encourage each other along. If we've got any problems or concerns, you know, we help each other out, and it just feels so good to have friends that I can have these conversations with. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I am in my rainy hibernation state. In a warm jumper, messy hair, super comfy, just getting a lot of work done. Today I thought I would walk you through some book covers. Now what I've learned from publishing is that book covers are actually really hard, and I'm not even talking about like the marketing side, etc. I'm just talking about like learning to look at a book cover on a screen and give feedback to develop it into something that I want to see. Because for the most part, I don't even know what I want to see. I just want to see something cool. So how do I create a cover for someone else's book that is really cool, that other people will really resonate with, that represents the book properly? I wanted to show you the first book cover concepts from Kat, my book cover designer. If you've been following along, you'll see that she designed the Pandemonium book and the Broken Heartedness book, so she's back for a third time because I love her so much and she is just so great to work with. So this is the book cover for Becoming Wild. It's a collection of personal essays that focus around like paganism, feminism, disability, and critiques lots of different structures and systems in society. The author of the book, Alana, is really great at being super involved in the process. So when I got the basic brief to Kat and she gave me some concepts, I sent them off to Alana so she could give me her feedback, and that really helps me kind of know what direction to take everything in. So let's take a look. Okay, so here are 5 different covers. You can see that each of them are quite different. Now we have to pick what elements we like from each. And to be honest, the ones that are standing out most for me are this one and this one. And so each cover has something that each Alana and I like and dislike. So the idea is that we're going to give feedback that combines all of that. I'm going to say, Kat, I like the font on this one, I like the text size on this one, I like the placement on this one, I like the background on this one, you know, so on and so forth. And then Kat will take that and develop them further. So these are by no means the final thing, and also the final book cover can look totally different to this. This is just the very, very start. We need a jumping off point. We need to see things that we don't like and we do like, otherwise we can't actually give feedback and move forward. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to sit down and really think, like, what do I want this book to say? Like, what does this font say? What kind of vibe do we get from this font as opposed to this font? Especially when the words are becoming wild, like when it's like that kind of font versus maybe even this kind of font, they give off 2 very different energies and vibes. So what do we want it to be saying? And how do we get it to say kind of exactly what the book is trying to say as well? They need to be 2 sides of the same coin. The cover has to introduce the book visually to the reader long before they even think about buying it or reading it. It's the end of another week and I'm really happy with how things are going. And I don't say that very often. I'm making so much progress with my writing, and I signed 2 new authors this week, which is super, super exciting because it means that I get to bring more wonderful books into the world to share with you all. Another really cool thing happened this week. I got the posters for Deanne's book tour for Broken Heartedness. These are going to go up in bookstores where she is going to talk and do signings, and down here they'll be able to say, you know, the date and where they're at. Yeah. So that feels pretty good, feels pretty exciting. This is the first time I've ever had to do a poster for an author. Something else I've been really focusing on, of course, is this channel. I am making videos for YouTube, and on top of my weekly vlog that I really want to work in with like the creative flow of what I'm trying to do, as in write books, make books. I'm also now doing something called Publishing Talk, where I share some of my knowledge about publishing with you all, because I believe that knowledge is power. And when I went about trying to self-publish for the first time and get traditionally published for the first time and start a book publishing company, I found that like none of this information was readily available. And of course there are some great creators out there sharing all of their info as well, but I just want to do my part and kind of give more support and share on my lessons and my learnings, in the hope that it helps you all on your journey as well. And of course all of this is part of my bigger marketing scheme, not only for myself and my future books, but also in the hopes that I can start to build enough of a reputation and enough awareness of what I'm doing that I can get attention for everyone else's books and everything I do at the company as well. It's a very slow and long build here on YouTube, but I made the switch over from Instagram and TikTok, and I'm hoping that this year I really start to get the right kind of traction and build the right kind of community. So I'm really looking forward to that. And already I'm starting to see some new followers, a bit more views, so that's really exciting. So hello, if you are a new watcher, if you're a new follower, welcome. This is my very imperfect journey towards book publishing and writing and just trying to make it as a creative. So it's the end of another week, and I look forward to seeing you next time.